Welcome to the Peew.
The Peew! Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2018.
Not a happy. Oh, it is 2018.
Yep.
Well,
You've lost count?
it's not a happy New Year for me. I don't like New Year's.
Why not?
I never have liked New Year. I've always, you know that. I've always hated New Year's Eve and Halloween and all of those traditional party days for like the masses.
Oh.
They depress me, and especially New Year's Eve depresses me because of the countdown, the whole countdown thing. I'm the kind of person who likes to think that the next second will be better than the last second. And when
well, it will be. When you get down to zero, it's going to be the best ever.
It goes opposite for me because it reminds me of the fleeting nature of life, which reminds me of death, our mortality. And it's the reason I don't like cocaine. It's the reason I don't like blooming flowers or sandcastles, because they are fleeting and they remind me of my own mortality. And so the countdown, to me, where everybody else is counting, getting happier and happier, I'm getting sadder and sadder until I'm just a bundle of nerves and crying by the time we get to zero.
Well, if you're so concerned with the fleeting nature of life, why do you waste so much time, and why are you always so late?
That's the thing. That it's the same reason that people who are concerned with the fleeting nature of life might choose to use drugs. That sometimes because it's their way of taking control over things. Like if I'm worried about when death is going to take me, then I'm not going to commit suicide. But
you're not going to let death decide.
Exactly.
You're going to decide.
Exactly.
Well, to segue on that, despite who would have ever thought that we'd reach to 2018? Despite all of our
we as a human race, or we
you and me, despite all of our self-destructive habits, here we are, better than ever.
Self-destructive. I think it's self-constructive.
What have you constructed?
Exactly. Oh, Michael, what have you constructed?
So you didn't do anything for New Year's?
LDOT came over, and we had champagne and cried.
Oh, that's pathetic.
I know. Or we had champagne and I cried.
Not cool.
And it was also super freezing. It was during like a cold spell, and the windows in the apartment it was so windy that the window was just like, coming through. I didn't realize it, but two of the windows were open, like just this much, but enough to make the whole place.
Make your apartment freeze.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, was in beautiful, warm Puerto Vallarta celebrating New Year's Eve there. And, it's kind of all these people from the Midwest that go to Puerto Vallarta to have their, 1 week of fun. So, on the one hand, there is, that lame element of,
well, that's the other part of it that makes me not like it.
Right, so there's that aspect of the holiday that it's all these people, it's like going to Las Vegas, where it's just filled with all these people that they think Las Vegas is the wildest place ever.
Right.
And to us, I've never even been to Las Vegas because I don't want to go. It doesn't even seem
always said
interesting or exciting.
Larry T always said we'd like it.
Well,
not
to go,
the touristy part, but the downtown, trashy part.
Well, I did want to go to Las Vegas when the Liberace Museum was open, but the Liberace Museum is now closed.
Why?
It went out of business.
Really? All those old ladies are dead?
Apparently. I can say that.
All those double ladies who thought he was straight?
I don't think anybody thought he was straight.
Yes, they did. Oh, God, they did.
Okay, maybe it was the 50s. The downtown of Las Vegas
he was a showman. He was a...
It was a show. A big, queenie show. The downtown of Reno, Nevada, which is a little version of Las Vegas, is a little sleazy. So, and I've been to Reno many times because I have relatives there. So, maybe that's
what is it about Reno that everybody goes there to either get married or divorced?
I don't know. It's a very convenient place to go if you're in Northern California. It's right across the border, and
yeah, but why not get married or divorced wherever you are?
I think in general in Nevada, it's easier to get married and divorced. They have less rules in Nevada. Okay,
well then why Reno? Why not anywhere in Nevada?
Because there really are only two cities in Nevada. There's Reno and Las Vegas. And those, I think, are the only two cities that have airports in Nevada. I mean, everything else is just a wasteland. I mean,
because
one
all the
could
movies are
argue
saying,
that
I'm going to Reno, and you know what that means.
One could argue that both Reno and Las Vegas are wastelands, but I mean, they have some nice things there. Not really. Not very nice, but they try. I mean, there's mountains in Reno, and they're pretty, and they have snow. So.
Yeah. That's all overrated.
Yeah, it's kind of overrated. I mean, once you've seen,
Mountains
we could go outside and see snow. It's not that great.
Mountains,
It's dirty, and there's hypodermic needles in it out here.
Yeah. Well, that's better than clean snow.
Well, I can tell you that the club that I went to in Puerto Vallarta was really fun. It's kind of this lame club all the rest of the year. It's called CC Slaughters, and
CC Slaughters.
Yeah. But that particular, I don't know why it's called that, but that
name.
It's somebody's last name, Slaughter, and that particular night, everybody was fucked up because on the beach there's like drug dealers walking up and down all day long, offering you every drug, and I don't know if those drugs are real or not, but some of them are real because I did buy some.
Was it a touristy area?
Yes, it's a very touristy area.
Yeah.
So everybody was really high, so it was kind of out of control.
What kind of drugs did you buy?
Just cocaine, a little, and ecstasy.
I haven't done ecstasy. I don't know.
It was the ecstasy. I think the ecstasy would have been better if I had taken a whole pill because I just bought one.
Oh, Ernie, you're one of those people. I would never say. There are people, even 20 years ago in clubs, just give me a half. They take it like give me a little bit of cocaine, which you can do a little bit of cocaine, but you can't do a little bit of ecstasy because there is a certain amount of MDMA that is required to make you feel that feeling of ecstasy. Well, and you don't get it in the half.
Allow me to explain.
All right.
So it's not my preference to take half. It's my preference to take two, in fact.
Right.
However, since we were in a foreign country and we didn't know the quality of the stuff, we thought, okay, well, let's just start by buying one and see if it's even any good. And then we see that guy the next day, we'll buy more.
It's worth it for you if you're going to be a drug abuser. It's worth it for you to buy one of those kits.
Oh yeah, those kits. But
not an Eartha kit.
Those kits, though, those kits would end up in the same place where all my other kits for everything end up that I never use.
You have a lot of kits in your house. He has a lot of kits.
I never use.
In the bathroom, there's a lot of kits.
Yes.
There
are kits.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to use them.
What kind of kits do you have? Maybe we should bring the kit next for the next show.
Like makeup kits.
Yeah, and toiletry kits and shaving kits.
Like pencil and pen
and traveling kits. And all for somebody who never had any kits.
So we tried it and we had half and it was good, but then we wanted more and we couldn't find that guy.
So God made half an ecstasy, and behold, it was good.
And then you're in Mexico, so like they have half-assed dealers there that you go back the next day and then the guy says he's offering to sell stuff, and then he comes up to you and says, "Oh, you want ecstasy?" And then you say yes, and I'll take 3. And it's like, "Oh no, I only have this one." It's like, what kind of dealers are they? Lousy.
Well, we're used to the New York City dealers that never run out of anything,
right?
And we would insist that they.
Well, it's the city that never sleeps. Why should they run out?
I mean, at USA or Tunnel, you would never have thought. Well, it never would have happened. It would have been headline news if the twins or Freeze and Mavis would have run out of something. They would have their pouches filled with every drug imaginable: cocaine, special K, Hypnol. Everything. And if they were ever out of anything, it was like a big deal.
Well, the longer they spent with you, the longer they
were out of it.
The faster they ran out. We'll be right back.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Welcome back to the Peew.
The Peew.
Okay, so bitches want to know. This bitch Matilda L. Says, how do you feel about the fact that most of the club kids don't follow you on Instagram? And I'm guessing won't talk to you in real life, including James St. James, who, when you got out of jail, used you to get an interview. I'm not sure if that.
I presume that question is directed at Michael.
Yeah, what it says. But what? Oh no, it doesn't. But what do they mean about the interview when I get out of?
I don't know what that means. Well, let's address Instagram first.
Yeah.
So
I don't want them to follow me on Instagram. In fact, I have unfollowed. No, you know what it is? I think it's the same kind of thing that happened with Edie Sedgwick and Andy Warhol and kind of his circle when they, I would say, grew up. They kind of distanced themselves from him because they wanted their own thing and they didn't want to be known forever as the Warhol family or the, you know what I mean, connected to him. And I think there's some of that going on. And then of course the crime, you know, so I that's the reason for it. How do I feel about it? I've never actually gone through my followers on Instagram, so I didn't know about it until just now. And actually, I don't know who's following me and who's not following me. But I will know by tomorrow's show, you can be sure of that.
see you next time.
Bye.